For thousands of years, we've been told a simple story about the Great Pyramid of Giza, a colossal monument built by Pharaoh Khufu as his tomb, constructed by thousands of workers in just 20 short years, armed with nothing but primitive copper chisels, ropes, and sheer determination. It's a story of ancient human achievement, an impressive feat of willpower. Don't forget to subscribe to Uncover the Why for more deep dives into history's greatest enigmas. But what if practically you've ever learned about the pyramids isn't based on solid facts? What if it's based on educated guesses at best? And what if the real story isn't just incomplete, but deliberately hidden? Tonight, we're diving deep into evidence that has baffled scientists, frustrated archaeologists, and left historians speechless. From hidden chambers sealed for millennia, to precision stonework that's difficult to replicate even today. The reality behind this monument is far stranger and far older than mainstream Egyptology admits. Could the Great Pyramid really have been built using basic hand tools, ropes, and wooden rollers as historians claim? Or was it constructed by ancient technology we've yet to comprehend? And if so, who exactly built it and why? We'll peel back the layers of secrecy, confront the gatekeepers of history, and reveal evidence hidden in plain sight. Because sometimes history's greatest secrets aren't lost. They're simply buried by those who prefer that you never ask questions. The answers you're about to discover might just change everything. When most of us think about ancient Egypt, we picture golden tombs, intricate hieroglyphs, and the iconic Great Pyramid of Giza rising out of the desert sands. For years, we've been told this incredible monument was built around 2550 BC by Pharaoh Khufu, intended as a grand tomb. On the surface, this seems like an impressive example of ancient human achievement. But here's the thing, the closer you look, the less convincing this explanation actually becomes. Surprisingly, there's very little solid evidence backing this popular version of history. Many of our assumptions might be built on shaky ground. Could it be that we've misunderstood who really built the Great Pyramid and how they managed such an astonishing accomplishment? Consider this surprising fact. Even though the Great Pyramid is incredibly important historically, there aren't any clear inscriptions from Khufu's era explicitly stating that he built it. Ancient Egyptians carefully recorded almost every aspect of their lives, from ordinary daily activities to elaborate religious rituals. Yet, strangely, they didn't leave behind any clear documentation about constructing their most remarkable monument. Archaeologists sometimes reference faint marks and symbols discovered deep within hidden chambers, but these were found hundreds of years after the pyramid was first explored, raising serious doubts about their authenticity. After all, just because someone's name appears on a structure doesn't necessarily mean they're the ones that built it. One of the most puzzling inconsistencies of all involves the very purpose of the Great Pyramid itself. Mainstream Egyptology consistently maintains that the pyramid was built as Pharaoh Khufu's elaborate tomb. Yet, unlike every other known royal Egyptian tomb, the Great Pyramid contains no inscriptions glorifying Khufu, no decorative artifacts, no precious grave goods, and crucially, no trace of Khufu's remains. If the pyramid was indeed constructed as a royal burial place, we would expect extensive evidence like treasures, funerary artifacts, and typical royal tomb inscriptions, but none of these have ever been discovered within the Great Pyramid. This striking absence raises a significant question. Could the pyramid's true purpose have been something entirely different, perhaps more sophisticated or functional than historians have traditionally assumed? Modern architects and engineers still marvel at how accurately the Great Pyramid aligns with true north, precise to fractions of a single degree. Inside the pyramid, huge granite blocks weighing up to 80 tons each show evidence of advanced machining and precise drilling techniques that seem far beyond what historians assume ancient Egyptians could achieve with simple copper tools. Engineer Christopher Dunn carefully studied these granite stones, noting perfectly round drill cores and remarkably precise cuts, features extremely difficult, if not impossible, to replicate using primitive methods. Recent attempts by modern researchers to duplicate these cuts with copper chisels have failed dramatically. Their tools quickly became unusable, and they made minimal progress even after days of continuous effort. This raises an important question. If even today's technology struggles with these few tasks, how did ancient Egyptians achieve such precision thousands of years ago? An equally puzzling detail comes from inside the pyramid's intricate network of passageways and chambers. To construct such complicated internal structures, workers would have needed reliable sources of light to see clearly and navigate safely. Traditionally, historians suggested torches or oil lamps provided this lighting. Yet, astonishingly, examinations of these chambers and tunnels show no traces of soot, smoke residue, or scorch marks anywhere on the ceilings or walls, something that would be unavoidable if traditional lighting methods were used. This surprising absence challenges the conventional explanation and raises fascinating questions. Could the pyramid builders have had access to some form of advanced lighting technology? Or does this hint at a completely different method of construction altogether? These discoveries suggest an intriguing possibility. The original pyramid builders may have possessed knowledge or technology much more advanced than what mainstream historians currently recognize. But the mysteries don't stop at the pyramids themselves. Just a short distance away lies the Great Sphinx, guarding secrets that could rewrite history even further. Researchers like Robert Scotch and John Anthony West have found intriguing geological evidence of extensive water erosion around the Great Sphinx. In fact, John Anthony West clearly showed that the unusual weathering patterns at the Sphinx's base were caused by heavy rainfall and flowing water, not wind or sand erosion, as most Egyptologists typically suggest. Here's the mystery. The last time there was enough rainfall in the Sahara Desert to cause this level of water erosion was over 12,000 years ago, right at the end of the last ice age. This fascinating timeline hints that the Sphinx might actually have been built by a much older civilization, long before ancient Egypt as we know it even existed. West proposed that long ago, before Egypt became desert, the Giza Plateau was a fertile savanna. An unknown group of sculptors carved a large outcrop of natural rock into a giant face. Perhaps the Egyptians simply modified or reshaped something already standing, an ancient relic from a forgotten era. When the rain stopped, the once fertile savanna turned into a Sahara desert. Windblown sands buried the statue up to its neck for thousands of years, protecting the body and its telltale traces of water weathering. This suggests Pharaoh Khafre didn't build the Sphinx, he restored it. Yet, even though this explanation is backed by solid science and is currently the most convincing theory we have, mainstream Egyptologists still reject or overlook it. Why the resistance to explore these alternative possibilities? Is the hesitation truly about protecting Egypt's heritage? Or could it be about preserving professional reputations, academic traditions, or even national pride? The mystery surrounding who really built the Great Pyramid becomes even more intriguing when we venture inside. What lies beneath the surface is far stranger than you'd expect. Usually, we're told about just a few rooms, the King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, and some connecting passageways. But recent discoveries have revealed something astonishing. The pyramid might be hiding far more than historians have ever realized. Back in the early 1990s, a German engineer named Rudolf Ganzenbrink made headlines by exploring narrow tunnels inside the Queen's Chamber. Using a small robotic camera, he uncovered something extraordinary. A mysterious limestone door fitted neatly into the tunnel, complete with two small copper handles, nicknamed Ganzenbrink's door. This strange discovery captivated the world. Metal fittings like these copper handles had never been found anywhere else inside the pyramid, hinting this door protected something important. But just as Rudolf and his team were poised to discover what lay behind it, Egyptian authorities suddenly halted their investigation without clear explanation. After almost a decade, another team drilled a tiny hole through Ganzenbrink's door, only to encounter another sealed limestone slab directly behind it. And incredibly, that second door remains unexplored to this day, despite repeated requests from researchers worldwide. This sudden resistance at such a critical point naturally raises the question, what's behind that persistent caution? Then, in 2017, the intrigue deepened even further. A team of international scientists used cutting-edge technology called muon radiography, an advanced type of cosmic ray scanning, to examine the pyramid's interior without disturbing it. The results were astonishing. They discovered an enormous hidden void located just above the Grand Gallery, a massive, previously unknown chamber, large enough to rival all the known rooms within the pyramid. Yet, there's no visible entrance, and no one has any clue what its purpose might be. Scientists immediately hailed this as one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in decades. But once again, the requests for deeper exploration have been consistently denied by Egyptian authorities, citing vague concerns about safety and preservation. With so many mysteries still hidden deep within the Great Pyramid, one person stands firmly between us and the answers. Dr. Zahi Hawass, the man whose decisions have shaped not only what the public knows about ancient Egypt, but more importantly, what we don't. For decades, Hawass has dominated Egyptian archaeology, holding powerful positions that have given him unparalleled control over who gets permission to dig, what research can be conducted, and ultimately, which discoveries ever see the light of day. But behind his passionate promotion of Egyptian culture lies a much darker reality, a rigid and secretive system that has consistently blocked researchers attempting to challenge established historical narratives. His supporters argue he's simply safeguarding Egypt's priceless treasures from speculative or irresponsible theories. But could there be another, more unsettling possibility? Could Hawass's strict regulation intentionally keep truths hidden to preserve comfortable, established historical narratives, protecting professional reputations, academic traditions, or even Egypt's national pride? By carefully deciding who can research and precisely what can be publicly revealed, Hawass has effectively positioned himself as the ultimate gatekeeper of Egyptian history, possibly silencing discoveries capable of rewriting our entire understanding of the ancient world. After looking closely at everything we've explored, the puzzling lack of inscriptions clearly linking Pharaoh Khufu to the Great Pyramid, the incredible precise stonework that seems far too advanced for simple tools, sealed chambers still waiting to be opened, and evidence hinting at a much older origin, we're left questioning the official version of history we've always been taught. These fascinating discoveries suggest that the pyramid builders likely had knowledge and techniques far more advanced than mainstream history gives them credit for. While this idea might seem unusual at first, each new clue we find makes it more believable. Perhaps the ancient Egyptians knew more than we realized, and their advanced techniques were simply lost over time. Or maybe these monuments were actually built by an earlier civilization whose skills were passed down or adapted by the Egyptians later on. But if these ideas are so intriguing, why does mainstream archaeology still hesitate to explore them fully? One reason is that accepting an older, more advanced civilization could mean drastically changing the story we currently accept. Historians, archaeologists, and even entire countries have built their identities and reputations around the traditional timeline. Rewriting history books, museum exhibits, and deeply held ideas is not easy. For Egypt, acknowledging that its famous pyramids might predate their known civilization, or might not be purely Egyptian creations, touches sensitive issues of national pride and identity. By reciting deeper exploration into hidden chambers, ancient technologies, and alternative historical explanations, mainstream archaeology may unintentionally be keeping important truths hidden behind the desert sands. Imagine if we found clear evidence behind Egypt's desert of an advanced civilization forgotten by history. Such a discovery wouldn't just change our view of Egypt, it could alter our entire understanding of human history, challenging everything we've assumed about our ancestors and the incredible things they might have accomplished. Standing at the brink of these profound mysteries, we must ask ourselves, will archaeologists finally open these sealed doors and explored what's hidden inside? Or will the secrets of the Great Pyramid remain locked away, waiting for future generations brave enough to seek the truth? For more ancient mysteries, be sure to check out our other videos and subscribe to Uncover the Why, to join us as we continue exploring the fascinating stories history still has left to reveal. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe.